Yes. Sure. Okay, so I've got the walls and the reference planes set up in plan, and now I want to set up my heights using levels, following the section drawing that you've got here. And so I'm going to use the section view for that. We could use any of the elevation views as well. So you'll see in the project browser, I might actually just open up the south elevation so that you can see the levels there and the walls. So the walls are far too high, but we'll fix that in a moment as well. Also, if we go to the section, just so that it's tying in with the drawing there. So we can see there again the heights or the levels that we have, and the walls are again much higher than we need them to be. So we're starting with the ground floor level there, and it's going to go up to 600. And then we've got the courtyard below that. That'll be back at 0. So here you can see we've got this ground floor level. But instead of moving that up, I'm actually going to just change that to the courtyard. And that's often the best approach. So you want to keep the initial level that's always going to be called ground floor. You want to try and keep that as your lowest level. So we're going to have a level called ground floor. I'm going to change this instead to courtyard. And it'll come up with this message asking if you want to rename corresponding views, and always when you see that message, say yes. And then to make a new level, I'm going to click the level button on the architecture tab. And I won't save it yet, I'll come back to that. And so to make a level, you generally want to go left to right. So here I'm going to start over on the left-hand side, just outside of the walls there, and then come over to the right and try and line it up with the other level. So you can see it's come up with the name level 2, but as I'm making it, if you see anything that's blue, that means you can change it. So if I click there on the name, I can rename it and call it ground floor. Okay, so I deliberately named the other one first because if I hadn't done that, it wouldn't let me call this ground floor. So I'll say again, yes, to rename, and we'll change this height at the same time to 600. And then there's one extra little thing that we didn't do before. You can see here I've got this break in the line, just so that it's easier to read. Doesn't affect your heights at all, but it's a nice thing to put in. And so to do that, you've got the little break symbol there. I'll just show you, if you deselect it or you've gone to do something else, you may not see those options in blue. So if you've cancelled, for example, then you just need to select the level again. So if you're, again, still making a level, again, you won't get those options. So remember, press escape to finish any command, or right-click and choose cancel, and that does the same thing. And now you can select the level, click on that break symbol, and then use the grip there just to extend that up, make it a bit easier to read. And then the ceiling, you can see there's 3600. So again, I'm just going to select this level, level 1, change the name to ceiling. Change the height to 3600. And then I'm zooming out so that I can see my walls. And I'm going to select the levels, and just to make it easier for me to look at, I'm going to drag using that circle there and bring those tags or the text closer to the building or to the walls. You can extend them out on the other side as well if you want to. That's optional, but not a bad idea. And so now you can see that the top of the walls is actually being cut off. So it gives us a chance to look at this, and you haven't looked at yet. On the view control bar, you'll see that there's this option for cropping. There are two buttons actually. So both of those buttons there control this rectangle, which is called your cropping region, or your crop region. So when you click on that button there, that hides and unhides it, and that's actually the most important one to know. The other one turns it on and off, but that's probably not quite as important. This one's definitely the main one. Here though, we don't even have to do that. I'm just showing you that so you know where they're controlled, or where it's controlled, but essentially here, I'm just going to select that rectangle and then bring this up so that I can see what I want to. And so we can select these walls and adjust the height. And the best way to do that is not to do what's obvious. The obvious thing would be to stretch that arrow to change the height, and that works. But the better way is to go into properties and change the top constraint there, where it's just unconnected, change that to ceiling, and it'll go exactly to the height of the ceiling. And I'm going to go to the 3D view now, so clicking on the house to get just a default 3D view. And that way I can see all of the walls. And then do you remember how to select multiple objects? What the option key is? Control. So if you forget, have a look down in the bottom left corner at the status bar, and you'll see it reminds you. So Control adds, Shift unselects. So again, you can hold down Control, you'll see a plus comes up on the cursor, and then I can just click on all of these walls and change them as a group. Over in Properties again, and change the top constraint to ceiling, and then they're all the correct height. Okay, so then just to finish up there with those levels, I'm going to go back now in the project browser to the ground floor plan. Zoom in on the bathing space. And I'm going to, sorry, not bathing space, I'm going to do the kitchen first. So, I'm going to make a floor. So I'm just going to click on the top of the floor button there. And in the draw panel, I'm going to change to rectangle. And then just draw a rectangle inside that kitchen area. Tick to finish. And then just show you in the section. If I go back to section 1, now I can see that floor. That gives us a bit of reference, so that when we do our door, that's going to be the height of your entry. But again, the bathing space floor might be at this height at the ground floor level, or it could be up or down from there, up here. So I'll give you some time to try that. Let me know if you've got any questions or any problems.